So in the first video, I started talking about how the shift of the axis is actually the main cause to the polar ice caps melting. So this is when it's the winter solstice in December, and we have the axis tilting away from the sun. And the radiant heat just shoots directly towards the Earth itself. So it's actually the tilt that it's on that changes the distribution of the heat and actually gives us the seasons. So then we look down here and I have the summer solstice too. So you see that the tilt is going towards the sun. The one age, which age or eon as it would be described in the Bible, is 2,160 years. I'll tell you how I got that. Saturn is father time. So 30 years for Saturn to go through its cycle times 12 zodiac signs equals 360. Notice that 360 degrees is a full circle. We go around to get through all the seasons. Then you go 360 times 12, and that equals 4,320. And then 4,320 divided by 2, it actually equals out to 2,160, which is the average amount of years per age. So if you notice that we're in the year 2015, if you think of the age of Pisces, again, as being the correlation with Jesus, so 2015 AD, if it takes 2,160 years to go through an age, we look at 2,160 minus 2015. Essentially, we get 105. How many years? And that's why I also said in the last video that between 80 to 150 years is what I'm estimating when we'll finally be completely transitioned into the age of Aquarius. So 105 divided by Saturn, we get 3.5. So 3.5 Saturn cycles before we will be experiencing this shift with the cardinal axis. So what is going to happen once the procession is complete and we have transitioned into the next age? The Aries is going to be where Pisces is supposed to be, so then Taurus is right here, and then Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Gosh, that pen doesn't work very well. Okay, if you notice here, instead of it being Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries now, we're going to be in Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. So the spring's actually going to start in late April, and then the summer's actually going to start in mid-July, and the fall's actually going to start in early October, and then the winter solstice is actually going to be in mid-January. So I don't want to go too much into Bible scriptures, but the reason why a lot of Revelations not only talks about the man, follow the man bearing the pitcher of water and go into the house that he entereth in. Well, Aquarius is the sign that is represented by the man bearing the pitcher of water. And since Jesus is represented with the symbolism a lot of times with two fish, that's actually Pisces. So Pisces, Jesus is directly talking about the next phase, which is going to be Aquarius. So when we go through this procession, we switch to the new sign. If you look at ancient rulers of astrology, Saturn is associated with Satan. Alright? And in ancient astrology, Aquarius as well as Capricorn represents Saturn. So when it says that Satan will rule the world for 2,000 years, that's because, again, an age takes roughly a little over 2,000 years. And essentially, Aquarius is the ancient ruler of Saturn, which is Satan. So that's what Revelations is talking about. What's going to be happening here is the pole is going to be Leo and then Aquarius. And Revelation starts talking about how the whole world will melt because of a ball of fire or a comet. Or I would assume they're referencing the sun, or it might also be because of the ages that we're going through. Not only do we have our sun right here that's going along, but we also have the star Sirius and coming closer to our sun, which will impact, obviously, the heat index and being absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere. So, after this polar ice cap melts, it's going to be messing with all the heat distribution throughout the Earth. And usually what happens if there's random cool temperatures and there's cold wind that ends up hitting hot, there's obviously violent weather reactions with that. So that would trigger all kinds of abnormal weather patterns. There's obviously going to be some conflicts with that shift, because a transformation process is never pretty. Again, what I said in the first video, a lot of ancient cultures translated hell as being something cold or frozen or dark, which is where the whole Saturnian concept comes from. So when they used to think that it was more translated to an ice age, scientists have determined that we've experienced an ice age on this planet before. What is the probability that that's part of the natural cycle of this planet, and therefore we are going to experience another ice age? Yes, this extra heat will be increasing the Earth's heat index, but eventually the ice caps melting is going to cause a shift in temperature, and we're actually going to start going into a mini ice age, is what some scientists are now calling it. But I think eventually it'll be a full-blown ice age. There's nothing that we can do about the climate change. The climate change is going to happen no matter what we do. So, there's that. If you have any questions, feel free to post them to my Facebook page or tweet me at Ray Reinhardt.